One of the greatest causes of suffering is not failure, it's inconsistency of the commitment. Most people do not realize that every time they choose a path and then psychologically abandon it, they disturb the very movement they're trying to create in their life. A person decides to transform for a few days, that is clarity. Then you find that there is a discomfort. Somewhere the challenge rises, a delay appears, a relationship becomes difficult. You find that things stop for a moment of time. There are a lot of commas. There are business struggles. You find the practice becomes stagnant. The mind says, hello, maybe this is not the right path. The choice weakens. The commitment loosens. For a few hours, for a few days, and few months, the person unconsciously withdraws from what he has chosen. Then what inspiration returns? They recommit it. The cycle continues endlessly. Choose, unchoose, choose again, unchoose again. What people call as destiny is often nothing more than accumulated consequences of repeated choices. Every time the mind abandons its commitment, the moment of creation becomes unstable. A river reaches the ocean because it does not keep changing the direction. A seed becomes a tree because it does not reconsider its purpose every season. It also does not question its own existence. Existence always unfolds through continuity. Human beings suffer because they live through hesitation. A determined mind is not a rigid mind, but a determined mind is more clear mind. It has to understand what the nature is providing and why the nature is providing. Once it sees what is true, it remains available to the process even when circumstances becomes very uncomfortable. The problem is not the obstacle. The problem is the repeated withdrawal of the energy from the chosen direction. The moment frustration controls decision making, awareness disappears and reaction takes over. No situation has the power to create frustration. Frustration arises when one refuses to obey the expectations. The mature seeker understands the challenge and they are the signs, which is not to abandon the path, but to rework on the pattern. Often they are the very conditions through which the path matures into the final destination. And this is what transforms an individual. When a choice emerges from clarity, there comes a moment when the choice becomes deeper than the preferences. At that point, one becomes inwardly choiceless, not because freedom is lost, but because commitment has made it complete. Then energy stops leaking through the doubt, the mind stops negotiating with itself, life stops moving in circles, and destiny begins flowing with a remarkable precision. The power of a human being is not making any choice. The power lies in becoming unwavering in the right one. So you remember always, when you make a choice, you become choiceless. So when you are deciding on a pattern, method, methodology, tool, you have taken a path, then you don't have a choice. If you live on the choice, then you have plethora of choices in your life which will remain incomplete throughout your life. That is how the journey functions.
Awaken your spirit. Come, be a part of this profound journey toward enlightenment.